Dosto, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into Current Affairs Part 1 for February. And trust me, this session is packed with all the crucial updates you need. Whether you're preparing for competitive exams or just staying informed, this video will cover it all. So don't miss a second. In today's session, we'll be discussing major national and international events, key government schemes and announcements, budget highlights and updates, important defense and military developments, sports achievements and awards, and critical economic and environmental news. As always, Dosto, our goal is to make current affairs simple and easy to remember. We've broken down everything with the help of mnemonics, charts, and memory tricks to save you time and effort while you revise. Before we begin, I strongly recommend you watch our budget analysis video if you haven't already, because many of the important questions this month are budget related. Trust me, you don't want to miss any of those key points. So, Dosto, before we dive into today's session, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the first topic of the day and make this session worth your time. Chalo, shuru karte hain. Question 1. India's defense sector is undergoing significant transformation driven by modernization efforts, self-reliance, and global partnerships. Critically analyze the key reforms, modernization initiatives, and opportunities in defense manufacturing while addressing the challenges. Discuss how India can achieve its vision of becoming a global defense manufacturing hub. As usual, friends, we will try to answer this question step by step. First, we will discuss key reforms in India's defense sector, which are crucial for our nation's strategic growth and preparedness. Dosto, let's break down the key reforms in India's defense sector using our easy-to-remember mnemonic, defense. Each letter highlights a major reform that's transforming India into a global defense powerhouse. So, sit back and let's explore them one by one. D. Domestic procurement. Dosto, under Defense Acquisition Procedure, DAP 2020, India is prioritizing homegrown defense production. With 1.62 lakh rupees crore set aside for indigenous sourcing, we're saying goodbye to excessive imports and building strength from within. E. Extended licensing. To give private players a bigger role, India has simplified and extended the validity of defense manufacturing licenses. No more red tape. Companies now have more freedom and time to innovate and contribute. F. FDI liberalization. This is a game changer, Dosto. The government now allows 74% FDI through the automatic route and 100% via the government route for advanced tech collaborations. More foreign investment means better technology for us. E. Entrepreneurship via IDEX. The IDEX program is a boon for startups and MSMEs. It's all about promoting fresh innovation, creativity, and cutting-edge R&D in the defense sector. Young minds are stepping up to make India's defense systems smarter. N. New corridors. India's new defense industrial corridors in Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu are creating massive job opportunities while boosting local manufacturing. These corridors will be key to making India a global defense production hub. C. Collaboration on Srijan Portal. The Srijan Portal connects industries, MSMEs, and defense organizations to collaborate on projects, ensuring that domestic manufacturers actively contribute to critical defense initiatives. E. Expanding private participation. Big players like Tata, L&T, and Mahindra are now more involved in defense production than ever before. From missiles to aircraft, private firms are stepping up, driving India's self-reliance to new heights. Dosto, these reforms are reshaping India's defense landscape. With government support, private innovation, and indigenous production, India is on the path to becoming a major global defense player. Dosto, to make this even easier for you to remember, let's take a look at a simple and effective chart. This chart will help you visualize and connect everything we've discussed so far in the defense mnemonic and reinforce those key reforms. Let's quickly draw it together. If you're following along, grab a pen and try to sketch this out for easy revision. And remember, like, share, and subscribe before we move ahead. Now, dosto, let's transition smoothly into the next part of the discussion, modernization initiatives. India is taking bold steps to strengthen its military capabilities, and we'll understand this using a simple flow chart divided into different branches of the armed forces. Ready? Let's break it down. A. Indian Army. Modernizing ground forces with the induction of Pinaka rocket launchers, Arjun Mark I tanks, and advanced assault rifles. These additions are designed to enhance mobility and firepower during combat. B. Indian Air Force. Strengthening the skies with the indigenous Tejas Light Combat Aircraft, LCA, and Rafale jets, giving India air superiority in critical operations. Developing the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, to achieve fifth-generation fighter jet capabilities, placing India among global aviation giants. C. Indian Navy. Expansion through Project 75 and 75I for advanced submarine development, ensuring India's maritime dominance. Indigenously developed warships and submarines like INS Vikrant, INS Arighat, and INS Tushil are boosting self-reliance and expanding India's naval reach. D. Missile systems. Cutting-edge missile systems like the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile and the Akash surface-to-air missile system are key to bolstering our missile defense and offensive capabilities. E. Emerging technologies. AI, quantum computing, cybersecurity, and space-based assets are being actively integrated into military operations. DRDO is spearheading projects on unmanned systems, swarm drones, and hypersonic weapons, ensuring India stays ahead of future warfare trends. Dosto, modernization isn't just about new equipment. It's about building capabilities to dominate future conflicts. This flowchart should help you visualize India's comprehensive modernization journey across its military branches. Now that we've covered modernization, let's move to another crucial part of India's defense strategy: opportunities in defense manufacturing. This section highlights why India is becoming a global hub for defense production and innovation. As always, we'll simplify this with a chart to make it easy to remember. Before we jump in, grab your pen and paper, pause this video, and draw this in your notebook. Once done, you'll be able to correlate it easily with today's discussion. Let's break it down part by part. A. Indigenization. One of the biggest opportunities comes from India's push for self-reliance. 75% of the defense capital procurement budget for FY24 has been allocated to domestic sources. This ensures that local industries, MSMEs, and startups are at the center of defense production, boosting indigenous manufacturing and reducing dependency on imports. B. Modernization spending. Dosto, $130 billion has been set aside for fleet modernization over the next 5 to 7 years. This huge investment will create massive opportunities for domestic manufacturers and foreign collaborations, whether it's for advanced aircraft, tanks, or naval equipment. C. Cost advantage. India's production costs are significantly lower compared to Europe and North America, making the country a global hub for affordable defense manufacturing. With access to skilled labor and advanced technology at lower costs, India is already attracting major global players to set up production units. D. Supply chain strength. India's defense supply chain is no joke. With over 350 major manufacturers and 10,000 MSMEs, the ecosystem is well established to support large-scale production and innovation. From components to finished systems, the backbone of this supply chain ensures timely and cost-effective delivery. Dosto, these opportunities will help India not only meet its domestic needs, but also become a major defense exporter. Before moving on, pause the video and finish drawing this chart. Trust me, it'll help you recall the key points quickly during revision or exams. Now that we've discussed opportunities, it's time to focus on the key challenges in the defense sector. These challenges highlight areas where India needs improvement to ensure smooth and efficient progress in defense modernization and manufacturing. As always, we've created a sequence event chart to help you understand the flow of these challenges. Pause the video, grab your notebook, and draw this chart. Once you've done that, play the video and let's connect it with today's discussion. A. Dominance of state-owned enterprises. Currently, public sector undertakings, PSUs, account for about 85% of defense output, which limits competition, efficiency, and the growth of private companies. This over-reliance on PSUs needs to be balanced to foster a competitive ecosystem. B. Indigenous technology development. Projects like the Kaveri engine development showcase the ongoing struggle in achieving advanced indigenous technology capabilities. Despite progress, India still depends on foreign technologies for several key areas, particularly in engines, radar systems, and avionics. C. Slow modernization. Delays in technology upgrades and slow-moving procurement processes continue to hinder India's rapid modernization goals. Modern wars demand quick adaptability, and bureaucratic delays in acquiring cutting-edge systems are a major obstacle. D. Export controls and geopolitical risks. India's efforts to increase defense exports face challenges due to geopolitical complexities. For example, cases of Indian ammunition appearing in unintended conflict zones, like Ukraine, highlight the need for tighter export controls to prevent diplomatic complications. E. Strategic balancing. Maintaining partnerships with multiple nations, the USA, Russia, and France, while ensuring strategic autonomy is a delicate balancing act. As India navigates global power dynamics, aligning defense goals with national interests becomes a challenge. F. Bureaucratic delays. Bureaucratic inefficiency is a recurring issue in India's defense sector. Delays in approvals, procurement, and interagency coordination result in slow project development and deployment, affecting the overall modernization pace. Dosto, these challenges are real, but they're also opportunities for improvement. India's defense sector is evolving, but overcoming these roadblocks will be critical to achieving self-reliance. Make sure you've drawn the sequence chart in your notebook so you can easily recall these challenges when needed. Dosto, we've finally reached the last and most important part of today's session, the way forward, achieving India's defense vision. To help you remember this easily, we're using the mnemonic piece, which perfectly sums up what India needs to do to become a global defense powerhouse. Let's break it down step by step, Dosto, and wrap this up on a powerful note. P. Private sector boost. Dosto, private companies are the key to transforming India's defense sector. With simplified licensing, financial incentives, and government-backed collaborations, private players like Tata, L&T, Mahindra, and others will play a huge role in producing everything from fighter jets to advanced missiles. The government is removing barriers, and that's a big deal for self-reliance. E. Export expansion. This is where India plans to shine globally. By expanding exports to countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, and utilizing the defense industrial corridors in Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh, India is gearing up to become a major global arms supplier. The idea is simple. We produce it, we export it, and we lead the market. A. Advanced tech R&D. Dosto, future wars won't be fought with just manpower, they'll be tech-driven. India is focusing on game-changing technologies like AI, hypersonics, quantum computing, and swarm drones. Collaboration between DRDO and private innovators is key to bridging the tech gap and making sure we develop homegrown advanced weapons. C. Collaborative policy reforms. One of the biggest hurdles in India's defense sector has been bureaucratic delays. But with new streamlined processes, fast-track procurement, and R&D financial incentives, things are about to change. The goal is to reduce approval times and let innovation flow without unnecessary red tape holding it back. E. Equitable partnerships. Dosto, India's strategic vision involves maintaining strong ties with key partners like the USA, Russia, and France while also promoting indigenous development. It's about balance, leveraging international expertise, but ensuring that we stay self-sufficient and don't become over-reliant on any one country. Dosto, that's the way forward. With the right push, India can achieve its vision of becoming a defense manufacturing giant while ensuring strategic independence. So, remember the mnemonic piece because this could be a major question in your exams or even in interviews. With this, we've completed question 1. I hope you've understood everything we discussed. If you haven't liked this video yet, abhi ke abhi kar do. Share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's move to the next question. Alright, the next question states. Question 2. The launch of the mission for Aatmanirbharta in pulses in the Union Budget 2025-26 is a key step in reducing India's dependency on imports and ensuring food security. Critically discuss the objectives, key features, and challenges of this mission. Evaluate how policy reforms, technological innovations, and support mechanisms can help India achieve self-reliance in pulses production. Dosto, to answer the first part of the question, that is about objectives of the mission for Aatmanirbharta in pulses. As you can see, we've divided this into 3 parts using a flowchart to make it super simple to understand and remember. Pause the video, draw the flowchart in your notebook, and follow along as we break it down. Objectives of the mission for Aatmanirbharta in pulses. Part 1. Self-reliance in pulses. Dosto, the mission's main objective is to achieve self-reliance and reduce dependency on imports. India imports a large portion of pulses like tur arhar, urad, and masoor. But this mission aims to change that by boosting domestic production through advanced agricultural practices and seed distribution. Part 2. MSP-based procurement. To ensure that farmers benefit directly, the mission focuses on guaranteed procurement at minimum support price, MSP. Dosto, this ensures that farmers get fair prices for their produce and aren't forced to sell at low market prices. By offering price stability, the mission protects farmers from financial risks. Part 3. Post-harvest solutions. This part deals with improving warehousing and storage infrastructure to reduce post-harvest losses. Many times, farmers lose a significant portion of their produce due to poor storage conditions. Better warehousing, cold storage facilities, and logistic support will address this issue. Dosto, these objectives form the core of the mission, but they're closely tied to the budget policies we discussed earlier. If you haven't seen our budget analysis video, make sure to check that out because many of these topics are interlinked. Now, let's move to the next part of the question, key features of the mission. Let's understand the key features using a simple chart and the mnemonic BMP target. As always, pause the video, draw the chart in your notebook, and follow along with this discussion to solidify your understanding. Key features of the mission, mnemonic BMP target. A. B. Budget allocation. The government has allocated 1,000 crore rupees under the 2025-26 budget to support the mission, showing its commitment to making India self-reliant in pulses production. B. MSP-based procurement. To safeguard farmers, NAFT and NCCF will directly procure pulses from registered farmers through pre-signed agreements, ensures price stability and protects farmers from market price volatility, ensuring they don't incur losses even if market prices fall. C. P. Post-harvest warehousing. One of the major problems in pulse production is post-harvest wastage. This mission focuses on building and upgrading warehousing and cold storage facilities to protect harvested pulses and reduce losses due to poor storage conditions. D. Targeted crops. The mission specifically targets 3 critical pulse crops. Tur arhar, traditionally a long-duration crop grown in 150 to 180 days, but yields have been stagnant at 15 to 16 quintals hectare. Urad, also known as black gram, It's a crucial crop for India's protein needs. Masoor, red lentils, which have witnessed record imports recently, are also a key focus to reduce external dependency. Dosto, these key features ensure that the mission not only boosts production, but also secures farmers' incomes and minimizes wastage. If you haven't drawn the chart, take a moment to do so. It's a great revision tool. Now, let's move to the next part of the discussion, challenges in achieving self-reliance. These challenges are critical to understand how India can overcome them and truly achieve Aatmanirbharta. Now let's understand the key challenges in achieving self-reliance in pulses through a chart using the mnemonic APCC to help you remember easily. These challenges highlight why achieving self-reliance is not just about policy, but also addressing on-ground issues. Pause the video, draw the chart in your notebook, and connect it to today's discussion. Challenges in achieving self-reliance, mnemonic APCC. A. Agronomic limitations. Low yields. The yield of tur arhar remains stuck at 15 to 16 quintals per hectare, even though crop duration has been reduced. Rain-fed cultivation. Major pulse-growing regions like Marathwada Vidarbha and northern Karnataka face water scarcity and limited crop options, making cultivation difficult without irrigation. B. Policy ambiguities. Duty-free imports. When duty-free imports of pulses are allowed, it discourages domestic farmers from increasing production since imported pulses are cheaper. Price disparity. The market price of tur arhar often hovers close to the minimum support price, MSP, leaving little profit margin for farmers and no strong incentive to grow pulses. C. Climate vulnerability. Since pulses are largely cultivated in rain-fed regions, they are highly vulnerable to droughts, unpredictable rainfall, and climate change. Any variation in climate can drastically reduce yields, affecting both farmers and food security. D. Competition from other crops. Farmers often prefer water-intensive crops like sugarcane, wheat, and rice because they provide better profits thanks to guaranteed procurement or higher market prices. This reduces the area under pulse cultivation. Dosto, these challenges are interconnected and require targeted solutions. That's exactly what we'll explore next. Policy reforms and technological innovations to achieve self-reliance. Make sure you've drawn the chart. And if you're enjoying the content, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue. Now let's dive into the policy reforms and technological innovations for self-reliance in pulses. To help you easily remember these solutions, we're using the mnemonic HAPPY. Because if these reforms are properly implemented, our farmers and the country will be happy with self-reliance in pulses. Grab your pen, pause the video, and draw the chart in your notebook for better retention. Let's go. Policy reforms and technological innovations, mnemonic HAPPY. H. Hybrid development, faster growth, higher yields. Quick maturing hybrids. Develop tur arhar hybrids with 140 to 150 day maturity periods and higher yields of 18 to 20 quintals hectare. These hybrids will allow farmers to grow more pulses efficiently in a shorter time. A. Awareness campaigns, educating farmers. Education and support. Farmers need to understand the long-term sustainability and profitability of pulses. Awareness programs and training sessions will educate farmers on better farming practices, crop rotation benefits, and sustainable agriculture. P. Policy reforms, restoring duties and financial support. Import duties. Restore duties on imported pulses to make domestic pulse production more profitable and competitive. Subsidies and insurance. Provide crop insurance for farmers, especially in rain-fed regions, and offer subsidies on seeds, fertilizers, and farm equipment to reduce production costs. P. Procurement enhancement, MSP strengthening. Strengthened MSP. Expand MSP-based procurement for pulses like tur arhar, similar to the successful model used for chana and moong in 2022-23. This will ensure price stability and guaranteed income for farmers reducing their dependency on market fluctuations. Why? Yield through R&D, climate-resilient varieties, climate-resilient crops, develop short-duration, drought-resistant, and photothermo-insensitive pulse varieties that can be cultivated year-round and withstand unpredictable weather conditions. This is key to addressing climate vulnerability. Dosto, these reforms and technological advancements are exactly what India needs to overcome its challenges and achieve true self-reliance in pulses. By combining better hybrid seeds, supportive policies, and R&D, India can significantly boost its domestic production. Remember to note down the chart with the happy mnemonic. It's an exam-ready framework. As always, this channel is dedicated to simplifying current affairs for you, based on previous question papers and key areas of focus. Now we are at the final part of this question, the potential impact of the mission for Aatmanirbharta in pulses. This is where we see the bigger picture, how this mission will help our farmers, our economy, and our food security. Trust me, once you understand this, you'll realize how important this mission is. So, let's break it down step by step. A. Reduced import dependence. Dosto, right now, India is heavily dependent on pulse imports. In 2024-25, pulse imports surged to 40 lakh tons, LT. But with proper implementation of this mission, we can significantly reduce our reliance on imports. More domestic production means less foreign dependency. And that's a big win for India's self-reliance journey. B. Economic benefits. Reducing imports doesn't just help farmers. It helps the entire country's economy. By saving foreign exchange and lowering the trade deficit, India can invest more in domestic sectors rather than spending on expensive imports. Plus, farmers will benefit through better price stability and guaranteed procurement, improving their livelihoods. Dosto, this is a win-win for everyone. C. Strengthen food security. Dosto, food security is a huge concern, especially in times of global crisis. By boosting domestic production of key pulses, India will be less vulnerable to global price fluctuations and supply chain disruptions. Whether there's a drought, trade restrictions, or geopolitical tensions, India will have a steady supply of pulses at home to feed its population. Dosto, that's the potential impact of this mission. If implemented correctly, it will reshape India's agricultural landscape and make us truly Aatmanirbhar in food production. No other channel will break it down this simply for you. And that's our commitment to making current affairs easy and fun. Dosto, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. We are heading toward question 3, and I can assure you we've got more insightful discussions coming up. Chalo, let's dive into the next question. Question 3. The Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, recently conducted successful trials of the Very Short-Range Air Defense System, VSHORADS. Discuss the key features, strategic importance, and technological advancements integrated into VSHORADS that make it a critical component of India's air defense system. Dosto, now let's talk about the key features of VSHORADS, Very Short-Range Air Defense System, in the simplest way possible. This is an extremely important defense system, and we have broken it down for you step by step. So, pause the video, take out your notebook, and draw the sequence chart. Trust me, if you follow this method, you'll retain this information effortlessly. Alright, let's get started. VSHORADS is a short-range, lightweight, and portable surface-to-air missile system. Dosto, the most important thing about this system is that it can be easily carried and operated by small teams or even individual soldiers. This makes it perfect for quick deployment, especially in tough terrains where larger air defense systems cannot be installed. Now, let's talk about its range. This missile can engage enemy targets up to 8 kilometers away, meaning it's highly effective against low-flying aircraft, helicopters, and drones. Not only that, but it can also engage targets at altitudes of up to 4.5 kilometers. This makes it an excellent defense mechanism against aerial threats, especially in frontline battle zones. Now, Dosto, let's discuss why this system is so powerful. It is powered by a dual-thrust solid motor, which gives it superior speed and efficiency. This means that the missile can be launched quickly, hit the target with precision, and neutralize threats before they cause any damage. In today's warfare, speed and accuracy are everything, and SHORADS delivers on both fronts. So, dosto, now you understand the key features of SHORADS. It is fast, portable, and deadly, everything a modern army needs for quick reaction air defense. Make sure you note this down properly in your notebook, as this is a highly relevant topic for defense-related current affairs. And if you found this explanation useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Dosto, now let's move on to the next crucial part, strategic importance of SHORADS. This is where we understand why this missile system is a game-changer for India's defense. To make things super simple, we have broken it down into a flowchart format. So, dosto, pause the video, note it down in your notebook, and then continue. This will help you revise and retain the information easily. Chaliye, shuru karte hain. Rocket. First and foremost, SHORADS enhances air defense by adding an extra layer of protection against low-altitude aerial threats. This includes enemy helicopters, drones, and low-flying aircraft that often try to evade radar detection. With this system in place, India's forces can respond instantly to any airspace intrusion. Next, its rapid deployment capability makes it a highly valuable asset. Since it is lightweight and portable, it can be deployed quickly in different terrains, including mountains, deserts, and conflict zones. This gives India's armed forces an edge in responding to threats at a moment's notice. Another important factor is multi-service use. This system is not just for the Army, it is designed for deployment by the Navy and Air Force as well. That means seamless coordination between different branches of the military, making India's defense strategy more efficient and synchronized. And finally, the most important point, indigenous capability. Dosto, this system is a major step toward India's self-reliance in defense. By developing advanced missile systems like SHORADS within the country, we reduce dependency on foreign imports and strengthen Aatmanirbharta in defense technology. This is a big leap forward in making India a global defense powerhouse. So, dosto, this is why SHORADS is a game changer. It strengthens our air defense, ensures rapid deployment, enhances inter-service coordination, and boosts India's self-reliance. Make sure you note this down properly. And if you found this breakdown helpful, do like, share, and subscribe. दोस्तों, अब चलिए समझते हैं एक और important aspect, technological advancements integrated into SHORADS. This is where we dive into the advanced technology that makes this missile system so powerful. As always, we have broken it down for you in the simplest way possible. So, dosto, pause the video, note down the points in your notebook, and then continue. This will help you grasp the concept easily. चलिए, शुरू करते हैं. First, let's talk about the Miniaturized Reaction Control System, RCS. दोस्तों, this is a game-changing feature of SHORADS. It uses small thrusters or jet nozzles that help in precise steering and stabilization while the missile is in flight. What does this mean in real combat situations? It allows the missile to adjust its trajectory mid-air, ensuring that it hits the target with pinpoint accuracy. Whether the enemy aircraft is maneuvering to escape or flying at unpredictable speeds, SHORADS can lock on and neutralize the threat with high precision. Next, we have integrated avionics. This is where advanced electronics and sensors come into play. Dosto, avionics are the brain of any missile system, and in SHORADS, they play a crucial role in precision targeting and overall system efficiency. These avionics ensure faster detection, tracking, and engagement of enemy aircraft, even in difficult weather or combat conditions. So, whether it's fog, rain, or battlefield disruptions, this missile remains highly effective and doesn't lose its target. So, dosto, what do we understand from this? VSHORADS is not just any short-range air defense missile. It is a technologically advanced system with features like miniaturized RCS for precision maneuverability and integrated avionics for smart tracking and engagement. This makes it a highly lethal and reliable weapon for India's defense forces. Dosto, now let's move to the final and most exciting part, development and testing of VSHORADS. This is where we understand who developed this powerful missile and how it has been tested for real-world combat readiness. As always, we have simplified it for you. So, Dosto, pause the video, take notes, and then continue. Let's begin. First, let's talk about who developed VSHORADS. Dosto, this is a 100% indigenous missile system developed by Research Center Imarat, RCI, Hyderabad, in collaboration with other DRDO laboratories. This is a huge step for India's defense self-reliance because it means we don't have to depend on foreign technology for short-range air defense systems. Aatmanirbharta in action. Now, coming to the most crucial part, testing and validation. Dosto, a missile is only as good as its performance in real-world conditions. That's why VSHORADS underwent rigorous testing at the Chandipur testing range in Odisha. And guess what? The recent trials were a massive success. These tests proved the missile's accuracy, maneuverability, and operational effectiveness in different combat scenarios. That means VSHORADS is battle-ready and will soon be inducted into India's armed forces. So, Dosto, what have we learned? VSHORADS is a fully indigenous, highly advanced air defense missile developed by RCI Hyderabad and DRDO, and its successful trials at Chandipur have confirmed its combat effectiveness. This is a major milestone for India's defense technology and a big boost for self-reliance in missile systems. Dosto, if you found this explanation helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Now, let's move to the next important question. Next question states, the MSME sector has been termed the second engine of development in the Union Budget 2025-26. Critically analyze the new reforms and measures introduced to boost MSME growth, addressing key challenges related to credit, technological upgradation, exports, and employment generation. Discuss their potential impact on India's growth and evaluate the adequacy of budgetary support. Dosto, let's start with first part of the question, that is about key reforms to boost MSME growth, and to make it easy, we'll remember it using the mnemonic MSME PEF dot. So, pause the video, note it down, and then follow along. First, the MSME classification has been revised, increasing investment and turnover limits by 2.5 times, making it easier for businesses to grow without losing benefits. More capital and tech support will help MSMEs scale up efficiently. Second, credit availability has improved, with MSME credit guarantees raised to 10 crore rupees from 5 crore rupees, unlocking 1.5 lakh rupees CR in the next 5 years. Startup credit has also doubled to 20 crore rupees, and MSME exporters now get better financial backing. Next, the government has introduced customized credit cards for micro enterprises with a 5 lakh rupees limit and 10 lakh cards to be issued through the Udyam portal. Also, a 10,000 crore rupees fund of funds will invest in AI, robotics, and clean energy startups, pushing innovation forward. 91,000 crore rupees has already been committed to support new businesses. To promote inclusivity, 5 lakh entrepreneurs from SC, CENT, and women-led businesses will get loans up to 2 crore rupees over the next 5 years. Exports will also get a boost with enhanced credit, cross-border trade support, and joint efforts from the Commerce, MSME, and Finance ministries. Finally, major focus sectors include footwear, leather, and toys, aiming to create 2.2 million jobs and 4 lakh rupees CR in turnover through better machinery, design, and training programs. Dosto, these reforms will supercharge MSME growth, create jobs, and boost India's economy. As always, we will make it super simple with the help of a chart. So pause the video, note it down, and try to relate it to what we discuss. Moving ahead, let's quickly look at the budgetary allocations and key changes using the easy mnemonic OTP. First, overall allocation. The MSME Ministry has been allocated 23,168 crore rupees, which is a 4.6% increase from the previous year, showing that the government is providing more funds to support small businesses. Next, technology and Khadi. 74.42 crore rupees has been set aside for technology upgradation and quality certification, while 1,532 crore rupees has been allocated to Khadi, village, and core industries, with a 9% increase, showing a strong focus on traditional industries. Finally, PMEGP, the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, PMEGP, has received 11,954.42 crore rupees. Though there is a small 1.5% reduction, it's still aimed at creating jobs and boosting entrepreneurship. Dosto, these key changes reflect the government's continued focus on empowering MSMEs and promoting growth in the sector. Let's now dive into the potential impact of reforms on growth and development using the mnemonic GREET. This will help us easily remember the key areas of impact. G. Growth through improved credit access. With enhanced credit guarantees and customized credit cards, MSMEs can now access funds more easily. Lower guarantee fees in key sectors reduce borrowing costs, making it easier for businesses to expand and grow. Our R&D and technological upgradation. The Fund of Funds and Deep Tech Fund of Funds are fueling innovation across sectors. Technology improvements in industries like footwear and toys will make Indian MSMEs more competitive globally. Export growth. The Export Promotion Mission helps MSMEs overcome non-tariff barriers and boosts access to credit. With MSME exports already at 45.73% of total exports, these reforms will drive growth in exports even further. Employment generation. The footwear and leather industries are expected to generate 2.2 million new jobs, contributing to the 66% rise in MSME employment. This also includes 4.54 crore women, highlighting the inclusive growth. Targeted support for women and marginalized communities. Special loans and support for women, SC, and SENT entrepreneurs are aimed at fostering inclusive growth and providing new opportunities for these communities. Dosto, these reforms are set to boost growth, innovation, exports, employment, and inclusive development. Let's make it even simpler with the help of this chart. Dosto, this chart shows how these reforms will push growth, innovation, exports, and employment, especially for women and marginalized groups. Keep this chart in mind to make the most of these reforms. Moving to the last part of the question. Let's break down the evaluation of the adequacy and challenges of these reforms. A. Strengths. Comprehensive measures. The reforms cover credit access, technological advancement, and exports, addressing key challenges faced by MSMEs. Sector-specific schemes. The focus on specific sectors like footwear and toys aligns with employment and export goals, helping to drive long-term, sustainable growth. Inclusive focus. The support for women, SCs, and STs will promote equitable development and provide new opportunities for these communities. B. Concerns. PMEGP allocation. The reduction in PMEGP funding might limit job creation and credit access, particularly for rural micro-enterprises, which are crucial for the economy. Technology upgradation. The static funding for tech upgrades may not be enough to keep up with the fast pace of innovation, potentially slowing growth in tech-driven MSMEs. Implementation and monitoring. Ensuring effective implementation and monitoring of the export credit and sectoral targets will be critical. Without proper oversight, the reforms may not achieve their full potential. Dosto, these are the key strengths and challenges we need to consider as we evaluate the impact of these reforms. Moving to the next question, which states, Agriculture has been termed as the first engine of India's development in the budget 2025 to 26. Critically evaluate how the budget's new initiatives and reforms aim to address the key challenges faced by the agriculture sector, including low productivity, rural migration, and self-sufficiency. Analyze whether the budgetary allocations are sufficient to achieve sustainable growth, with particular emphasis on allied sectors and inclusive development. So, dosto, let's answer the first part of the question, key challenges and reforms in the agriculture sector, using a simple mnemonic, PLANS. P stands for productivity enhancement. Reforms like the PM Dhandhanya Krishi Yojana aim to boost productivity in 100 low-performing districts by focusing on crop diversification and better irrigation. The Mission for Cotton Productivity and National Mission on High-Yielding Seeds are also crucial for improving crop yields, with a focus on high-yield, pest-resistant, and climate-resilient varieties. L stands for Labor and Rural Employment. The Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program works to reduce migration by creating more rural jobs for youth and women. Also, farmer-producer organizations, FPOs, such as those involved in the Makhana Board, are helping to create new job opportunities and add value to agricultural products. A stands for Aatmanirbharta in pulses. With a 1,000 crore rupees allocation, the mission for Aatmanirbharta in pulses will boost domestic production of key pulses like tur, urad, and masoor, cutting down on dependence on imports. N stands for Nutrition and Fisheries Development. A 64% budget increase for the PM Matsya Sampada Yojana will enhance domestic fisheries, ensuring better food security through sustainable practices. S stands for Sustainability and Environmental Focus. Sustainable cotton farming and the development of climate-resilient seeds will help secure both ecological stability and production in the long run. Now, let's move to the next part, adequacy of budgetary allocations. Let's look at the adequacy of budgetary allocations for the agriculture sector in a simple way. A stands for key allocations. The total budget for agriculture in 2025 to 26 is 1.37 lakh rupees crore, with 1.27 lakh rupees crore allocated for the Department of Agriculture. 10,466 crore rupees is set aside for agricultural research and education, ensuring that the sector gets the attention it needs for growth and development. I stands for key increases. Some key areas getting more funding are PM Kisan, 63,500 crore rupees, a slight increase from last year's 60,000 crore rupees to support farmers directly. Fisheries, animal husbandry, and dairying, a 37% increase to 7,544 crore rupees, aiming to boost these allied sectors. Food processing, a 56% hike to 4,364 crore rupees to enhance food processing capabilities in India. R stands for key reductions. However, there are some cuts. The overall agriculture sector budget has seen a 2.75% reduction compared to last year. PM Fasal Bima Yojana, the crop insurance scheme, faces a reduction to 12,242 crore rupees from 15,864 crore rupees. With these budgetary moves, the focus is on areas with potential for growth while trying to cut down on less efficient expenditures. Now, let's move to the next part, potential impact on allied sectors. Let's break down the potential impact on allied sectors in a simple way. With the increased budget for agriculture, allied sectors like food processing, fertilizers, and genetic resources are set to benefit. First, the boost in food processing investments will help increase the value of farm produce, improve market access, and generate more income for rural areas. This will make the entire agriculture chain more efficient. Next, in fertilizers, the new urea plant in Assam will help increase fertilizer production, addressing shortages and cutting down costs for farmers, which means better productivity for crops. Finally, the establishment of a gene bank with 10 lakh germplasm lines will protect the genetic resources of crops, ensuring food and nutritional security in the long run. Now, Moving on to the last part of the question, critique and conclusion, where we will analyze the adequacy and effectiveness of these measures. Strengths: the agriculture budget and reforms show a targeted focus on key areas such as productivity, employment, and self-sufficiency. The investments in allied sectors, especially in fisheries and food processing, are likely to create a more robust agriculture value chain and rural income opportunities. Another strength is the inclusive development approach, with a special focus on empowering youth, women, and small farmers, which can lead to a more equitable and sustainable agricultural landscape. Concerns: however, there are concerns regarding the reduction in the overall agriculture budget and cuts to critical schemes like the PM Fasal Bima Yojana, crop insurance, which might limit farmers' financial security. Moreover, the success of these reforms hinges on effective implementation and interagency coordination, as delays or inefficiencies in executing these policies could undermine their intended outcomes. In conclusion, while the initiatives are promising, their success will largely depend on how well they are put into practice. Moving to the next question. It states, with Bangladesh playing a pivotal role in India's neighborhood diplomacy, analyze the challenges in maintaining a balanced partnership amid recent domestic political changes in Bangladesh. How can India enhance its strategic ties with Bangladesh? Alright, friends, let's break this down in a simple and easy to understand way. Bangladesh plays a very important role in India's neighborhood diplomacy, and our team has created a chart to make this simpler for you to understand and revise. First, Bangladesh's strategic location enhances connectivity, especially through the India-Bangladesh Protocol on Inland Water Transit and Trade (PIWTT), which helps connect India's northeastern states to the rest of the country, boosting trade and regional growth. Economically, Bangladesh is a key trade partner for India, with bilateral trade reaching a significant $15.9 billion in FY 2022-23, showing strong economic interdependence. On the security front, India and Bangladesh share close ties, especially in defense cooperation and border management. The exercise Sampriti, an annual military drill, is an example of this collaboration. In terms of water management, both countries signed the 1996 Indo-Bangladesh Water Treaty, ensuring fair distribution of water from the Ganges River. Regionally, Bangladesh is an active participant in organizations like SAARC, BIMSTEC, and BBIN, helping promote development and diplomacy. Finally, the cultural ties between the two countries, especially their shared Bengali culture, foster mutual goodwill and support social programs, enhancing people-to-people exchanges. Now, while Bangladesh plays a crucial role, India faces some challenges in maintaining a balanced partnership. There are sensitive issues like border disputes and water-sharing agreements, particularly the ongoing discussions around the Teesta River. Bangladesh also has concerns over illegal immigration and issues related to the Citizenship Amendment Act (CAA), which have created some tensions. Another challenge is the growing influence of China in the region, which can complicate India-Bangladesh relations. Despite these challenges, with continuous diplomatic engagement and mutual respect, both countries can maintain a strong, balanced relationship. To make this even easier for you to understand, our team has put together a chart that clearly lays out these points, so you can revise and remember them with ease. Let's dive into the challenges India faces in maintaining a balanced partnership with Bangladesh, which can be easily understood using the mnemonic paint. P. Political instability. The 2024 political crisis in Bangladesh caused uncertainty in the relationship, disrupting key areas like border security and trade. When a country faces internal instability, it can affect the smooth functioning of bilateral ties. A. Attacks on minorities across borders. Religious and communal violence in Bangladesh has strained people-to-people relationships, creating diplomatic tensions. The attacks on minorities have made cooperation harder, as these incidents negatively affect mutual trust. I. Insurgency threat in India's northeast. Bangladesh plays a crucial role in managing insurgency threats in India's northeast. If relations between the two countries deteriorate, it risks destabilizing access to the strategically important Chicken's Neck, which could fuel unrest and escalate insurgency in India's northeast. Neglected trade and FTA progress. Political changes, particularly the exit of Sheikh Hasina, have stalled efforts to expand bilateral trade and free trade agreement (FTA) discussions. Trade growth is essential for a deeper economic relationship, and these delays hinder progress. Erosion of people-to-people ties. Over time, shifts in political ideologies in Bangladesh could foster anti-India sentiments. These ideological changes could damage the cultural and social ties that have traditionally linked the two countries. Diplomatic threats from geopolitical rivalry. China's growing influence in Bangladesh presents a significant challenge. As Bangladesh strengthens its relationship with China, it could complicate India's strategic and economic interests in the region. These challenges highlight the complexities of maintaining a balanced partnership with Bangladesh. Despite the deep-rooted historical and cultural ties, India faces significant hurdles due to political instability, security concerns, and geopolitical rivalries that need to be navigated carefully to ensure a strong and stable bilateral relationship. Let's break down the measures to enhance India-Bangladesh strategic ties using the mnemonic growth and understand how they can strengthen bilateral relations. Growing economic cooperation. India should speed up Free Trade Agreement (FTA) negotiations to reduce trade barriers and improve economic integration. A comprehensive economic partnership agreement (CEPA) would boost trade, exports, and create mutual growth for both countries. Our regional security collaboration, joint efforts in counterterrorism, intelligence sharing, and border management should be expanded. Increasing the scope of Exercise Sampriti will allow for more joint defense drills, improving overall security coordination. Optimizing water resource sharing. The Teesta River dispute should be resolved through fair negotiations to ensure sustainable water sharing. This will maintain trust and cooperation and avoid any further tension on this issue. Widening people-to-people relations. Strengthening cultural and tourism exchanges can create better mutual understanding. Expanding cross-border participation in festivals, events, and tourism can promote goodwill. Tackling political challenges proactively. Diplomatic efforts must be aimed at addressing sensitive issues quickly. Regular high-level engagements are necessary for effective conflict resolution. Harmonizing relations through the Gujarat Doctrine. The Gujarat Doctrine's principles of goodwill, mutual respect, and non-reciprocal support should be the foundation of India's approach, encouraging peace and cooperation in the region. By focusing on these strategic areas, India and Bangladesh can build a more cooperative, secure, and mutually beneficial relationship. Now, dosto, we have come to the last question of this video. The question states, discuss the significance of the Special Representative's SR mechanism in addressing the boundary dispute between India and China. How has the resumption of SR talks impacted bilateral ties? Let's break down the significance of the Special Representative's mechanism using the mnemonic steps: stability, trust, engagement, prevention, systematic approach. Stability through long-term solutions. Focus. The SR mechanism aims to resolve underlying issues and create a framework for sustainable peace. Example, as reaffirmed in 2023, the mechanism provides a guiding path for reducing future tensions. Trust and confidence building measures, CBMs. Focus, enhancing mutual trust through de-escalation, buffer zones, and greater transparency along the LAC. Example, implementation of de-escalation processes and buffer zones has helped maintain border stability. Engagement through high-level dialogue. Focus, direct engagement between key officials promotes meaningful discussions and resolutions. Example, in 2024, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and China's Wang Yi met to reaffirm their commitment to dispute resolution. P. Prevention of military escalation. Focus. By prioritizing diplomacy over force, the SR mechanism prevents minor incidents from escalating into major conflicts. Example. Following the 2020 border standoff, SR talks played a critical role in reducing tensions and avoiding further confrontations. S. Systematic, structured negotiation. Focus. A phased, long-term framework that builds on previous agreements and ongoing negotiations. Example. The 2005 agreement forms the basis of ongoing structured dialogue and sustained negotiations. Let us move to the next and last part of the question, impact of the resumption of Special Representatives (SR) talks on India-China bilateral ties. Let's break down the impact of the resumption of Special Representatives (SR) talks on India-China bilateral ties with a mnemonic reset to keep it simple and easy to understand. R. Reopens diplomatic channels. The resumption of SR talks reopens regular diplomatic channels, allowing constructive discussions even after past tensions. For example, the 2023 SR talks were the first in 4 years, following a hiatus due to military standoffs. E. Engagement through cross-border cooperation. These talks help strengthen people-to-people and trade ties, ensuring cooperation in areas like pilgrimages and trade. The 2023 agreement to restart the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra symbolize a step toward renewed trust and mutual engagement. S. Stability through long-term peace prospects. The SR talks encourage ongoing negotiations for long-term peace, laying the groundwork for peaceful resolutions. The decision to hold the next SR talks in India in 2025 signals growing momentum toward lasting peace. E. Economic ties despite military tensions. Even amid military tensions, SR talks help maintain robust trade relations between India and China. For instance, bilateral trade remained strong even during the 2020 military standoff, showing the importance of diplomatic efforts. T. Trust and strengthened international positioning. Through these talks, both nations show their commitment to resolving disputes peacefully, which enhances their international reputation. SR talks help strengthen their positions in global forums like the UN and SCO. Alright, friends, we've come to the end of this part. I hope everything was simple and easy to understand. Our team works hard to make current affairs as easy as possible so that there's no pressure when you're preparing for exams. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified of every update. Your support means the world to us. No other channel provides the kind of content we do. So, please like and stay connected. Thank you.